As human beings, we like to move our bodies. Some of us are better at it than others. In fact, some of us are so bad at it that we should probably just stay at home or something. In all seriousness, the more active you are, the higher chance you have of injuring yourself. UFC fighters, they put themselves through these grueling fight camps that last like 2 months, where they're working out 3 times a day sometimes. I mean, think about it. You're being locked in a cage with another man who wants to punch you in the dick. Although that's illegal, but he wants to. So it's probably a good idea to be in pretty good shape so you can try to prevent him from doing that. The problem is, training 3 times a day at high intensity is very damaging to the body. It barely leaves you with enough time to recover. So to maximize your recovery, you need to have excellent nutrition. You need the carbohydrates to fuel your muscles. You need the protein to repair them. You need fats to produce your hormones and build your cellular membranes. And possibly the most important thing of all are the antioxidants. We produce a lot of acids and waste products when we work out, so we need to neutralize these byproducts with antioxidant-rich foods. And there's not a lot of antioxidants in chicken wings. If you want to recover from a hard workout, you need plant foods. Meat and eggs not only don't contain any carbohydrates or antioxidants, but their nutrient makeup actually adds more acids and waste products to your body. It's the exact opposite of what we need after a workout, or any time for that matter. Most athletes that switch from an animal-based diet to a plant-based one often report things like increased energy, faster recovery, better performance, and even greater happiness? You mean I don't have to be sad anymore? Of course not, Timmy. When you feed your body the proper building blocks that it needs to repair tissue and cool inflammation, your body will have extra time to produce some of those happy hormones for you instead of using all its energy trying to push out a couple pounds of ground beef out of your colon. It's not an easy task. UFC fighters have been dropping like flies lately, and I want to explain why I think that is. Let's look at a couple of examples. Here's an article from Bleacher Report which shows the most injury-prone UFC fighters right now. I want to focus on 2 of these athletes because they're the only ones who actually give detailed explanations of what they eat. First is Anthony Pettis. In April 2009, he pulled out of a fight due to a hand injury. He also pulled out of his next fight later that year to an undisclosed injury. He was out for most of 2012 with various ailments, and throughout his career he's just never seemed to be able to stay healthy. He was shelved for most of 2013 and 2014 with knee injuries, and his last fight against Miles Jury was also cancelled when he suffered another elbow injury. So let's take a look at what he eats and see if there's a connection. As a kid, he used to eat a lot of macaroni and cheese, Spam, and fried chicken, a diet not even alien cats would approve of. As he grew up, he describes what he ate as eating dumb. He never really focused on nutrition. He didn't think it was important. In an interview from 2012, Anthony Pettis describes what he eats: whey protein shakes, chicken breast with veggies and sweet potatoes, salmon with veggies and sweet potatoes. The meal he ate for breakfast before his fight with Joe Lozon was pancakes with bacon and eggs. His celebration meal? Steak and lobster with lots of butter. I mean, this is the kind of diet that breaks down the body, not rebuilds it. Too much animal protein and fat, not enough antioxidant-rich foods like fruits and veggies and beans. Another UFC fighter, Randy Couture, was quite outspoken about alkalizing the body with greens and minimizing animal protein. He wasn't vegan, but he was one of those fighters that dispelled the myth that you just need so much protein. He definitely broke that trend, and he ended up fighting until he was 47. That's almost unheard of for an athlete, let alone a fighter. But Anthony Pettis, while he does eat some veggies, he focuses way too much on animal protein, and his body's already built out of Spam and chicken grease to begin with, so he wasn't exactly starting off with a full deck. Let's take a look at Dominick Cruz. Cruz was the UFC bantamweight champion, expected to defend his belt against Uriah Faber in 2012 when he suffered a torn ACL. He got surgery to repair the ACL, but he re-injured it again in December of that year. This kept him out till 2014 when he was expected to fight Renan Barão in his return, but he ended up tearing his groin and was forced to vacate his title. Finally, in September 2014, he returned to fighting and he beat Takeya Mitsugaki, his first fight in 3 years. Then he was supposed to fight the current champion TJ Dillashaw, but he tore his ACL in his other knee. I mean, this guy just cannot stay healthy, and I believe his diet plays a huge role in why. Here's a quick clip that just kind of explains Dominick's mindset when it comes to diet.
It's high in fat, high in calories, good protein, and I really train so hard that I burn all that off. It's not a big deal for me.
See, he thinks he can just burn off whatever he eats, but that's not how the body works. This man's trying to burn off the tub of ice cream he just ate, but it's fucking ice cream. Ice cream doesn't burn. You can't just burn something off. I mean, there's waste products which are very harmful to the body. They don't burn, they accumulate in the tissues, they weaken your kidneys, and then, like one of those 3 little piggies, you end up with a house built of straw instead of bricks, and then a wolf rapes you. In a 2012 interview, Dominick said that he eats 5,000 calories a day. Quoted here as saying, "I ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I just trained all the time and burned it all off." Sorry, Cruz, but you're not just burning it off, you're building your knees out of that shit. So what's his diet like? Typical whey protein shakes, very acidic to the body. Breakfast is a 5-egg omelet with some veggies and Ezekiel bread. He does eat some organic peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, so that's cool. But lunch is chicken breast with broccoli or pasta with ground turkey. Dinner's a huge meal of more meat, turkey patties with vegetables and a huge salad. As you can see, eating lots of vegetables isn't enough. You can't just add broccoli to your chicken breast and think you're eating healthy. Our health is often defined by what we don't eat rather than what we are eating. Building a strong body isn't about getting in as much protein as you possibly can. In fact, when you consume too much animal protein, there's a lot of harmful byproducts produced like uric acid, urea, ammonia, heterocyclic amines, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. What did you just call me? These byproducts really damage the kidneys as your body tries to remove them, and when your kidneys get clogged up, they can no longer remove these toxins. They end up settling in your joints and all over the body, weakening tissue. It's not a surprise to me at all that both Anthony Pettis and Dominick Cruz keep getting injured. Their bodies are built with secondhand protein and waste products. And the saddest part is they're killing so many innocent animals a year. And it's not only completely unnecessary, but it's not even helping them. In fact, it's preventing them from performing. They can't even make it to the octagon most days. It's not all doom and gloom though. Let's take a look at the Diaz brothers. Nate Diaz is 30 years old, and his older brother Nick Diaz is 32. Nick has been fighting professionally since he was 18 and had his first fight in 2001. He's still active today, although he just got suspended 5 years for smoking weed. Yeah, that seems fair. Everyone I know who smokes weed turns into super athletes, so it makes sense. Anyways, in his 14-year career, he's never once had to pull out of a fight due to injury. That's insane. And his brother Nate, he's been fighting for 11 years now, and he has also never pulled out of a fight due to injury. How could that even be? With all the intense sparring sessions and the strength and conditioning workouts and actual fights, they must have some sort of secret. Well, it isn't magical monkey testicles. Here's a quote from a Nick Diaz interview. "I try to eat raw vegan. I've been doing that since I was 15, 16 years old, so I'm used to it. It definitely helps me not feel like shit. I gotta train all week long." And here's a quote from his younger brother Nate.
"I've been vegan since I was 18 years old. Been eating raw for the last year and a half. Not full, complete raw, but as much as I can. About a month out from the fight, pretty much year round I try to eat raw food and as much as I can. There's a raw food restaurant, so it's not just broccoli and lettuce. It's entrees and stuff. Look it up."
He also says this, "I try to keep my diet all organic. It's healthier and you recover faster." So here's two fighters who eat a vegan diet and they're thriving health-wise. They're obviously not lacking any protein, and their antioxidant and mineral-rich diet has prevented them from injuries so far, and that's amazing. It's really working for them. Their training partner Jake Shields, who's also vegetarian, had this to say: "Nobody can train as hard or as long as me and Nick Diaz." So that seems to indicate something. More and more fighters are catching on to it too. Mark Hunt, he just went vegan after watching an animal cruelty video, and it's tough not to once you're exposed to the reality of what goes on behind the scenes of creating food from animals. Mac Danzig, another vegan fighter, had this to say: "The truth of the matter is that protein requirements are blown all out of proportion. We're led to believe that we need huge amounts of protein for physical activity. People have been saying that for so long. The fact of the matter is, even if I did eat meat, I wouldn't be so focused on my protein intake. You don't need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. You don't need that at all. If you're regularly active and at a good weight, if you get more than 80 grams of protein a day, then you're fine. The body can't even process more than that. Your liver can't process more than that. If you give your body too much protein, then it's either going to turn it into energy or to fat, and your liver has to do all that." Now, I'm not saying that if you go vegan, you'll never get injured again. What I am saying though is that a vegan diet gives you the best possible chance to compete at your highest potential. It gives you the proper fuel to power your workouts and the best building blocks to repair your body afterwards. Not only is it the best diet for the human body, but nice little side bonus here is that it's the best possible diet for the planet and the animals as well. Watch the documentary Cowspiracy if you want to see what effect eating meat is having on the environment. It's really shocking. So that's about all I wanted to say, really. Not only is it possible for you to become an extreme athlete like a mixed martial artist on a vegan diet, but it actually makes sense that it's the most beneficial way to eat to prevent injuries. So thanks for watching, my friend. Consider giving the vegan diet a try if you want to feel your best. You can watch some of my other videos on how to do that, and subscribe for more videos. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and a thumbs down if you hate kittens. And please do share this video with a friend. You never know whose life you're gonna change. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm out of here.